Hello everyone, this is Paul with a new VXintegrity video. In this example, we'll take a look at the corrosion on a leading edge using the Pit Gage Analysis of the Aerospace module. So let's take a look. So in this page here, the interaction parameters, I will leave the critical deviation as is. However, I will drop the threshold down in order to pick up as much of the corrosion, the shallower areas as possible. In addition, I'll try to separate them out by setting the minimum distance to 0. Here I will leave the color map set to the default. However, in the compliance criteria, I will decide to add a couple different criteria. One of them is going to be the A to W ratio. I'll leave it at 30. The other one's going to be the deepest point, and I'll set that to 1 millimeter. So in this step, this is optional, but you can go ahead and add a reference line, and this is what I'm going to go ahead and do. Just like that. You can add more than one as well if you want to. Now in this step, the software is going to automatically exclude the areas near the edges. Okay. In this case, I will decide to also exclude those the two step-ups on both sides there, just to make sure we don't detect any features there. In addition, you'll see on the leading edge, the software did exclude some areas that I may want to keep included, so I'm actually going to take the extra step of deselecting those. Okay, to deselect, you have to do Control Shift and then right-click at the end. Now in this step, the software automatically orients the pit gauge. Okay, you can play around with the length of it. Just make sure that it's long enough to cover the longest corrosion pit. In some cases, you may need to shorten it or extend it. Also notice here that if I click around, I can visualize the pit gauge in different locations. Now in this step here, I will decide to exclude those targets. Okay, so you can right click to remove them or even shift click. And that way the software is going to ignore those areas. Okay, so the more targets or areas you have, the longer the analysis is going to take. So you want to try and filter out the areas you're not so interested in. Okay, so I'll just finish cleaning that up. Basically, I'm just keeping the ones on the leading edge for this example. Now this step might take a little while, so I'll skip ahead to the analysis. There we go. So we have a total of 24 features identified. Several of them are failing at least one of the two criteria. And you can see here that they're nicely separated. Okay, so if you want to, you can add depth annotations as well, just as is for the reports. Now another thing you can do here is to create distances between two features. And the way to do that is to hold down the Shift button and clicking. So shift click, and notice I can create these distances. Okay, if I want to hide the distance, I can click the checkbox on the right side or even delete it. So if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and drop us a like and consider subscribing to our Creaform channel. This was Paul, and I'll see you in the next video.